Have you ever moved somewhere thinking it's going to be your fresh start, your big win, only to have it all crash down because of one person who just hates that you exist? That's what happened to me in Willow Creek, a picture-perfect suburb in North Carolina, where I thought I'd finally made it until I met Linda Hargrove, the HOA queen who decided my dream car, and maybe me, didn't belong in her world. This is the story of how she stole my Porsche, tried to ruin my life, and how I fought back in a way that still keeps me up at night. I'm Marcus Tate, 36, a tech guy who hit it big selling my startup for a number that still feels like a fever dream. Willow Creek was supposed to be my victory lap, a quiet neighborhood with oak-lined streets, kids on bikes, and porches where you sip coffee and wave at neighbors. I bought a sleek 2-story house, nothing crazy, just modern and clean, with a garage big enough for my pride and joy. A 2010 Porsche 911 Turbo, jet black, the kind of car you stare at in magazines as a kid and swear you'll own someday. I worked 80-hour weeks for a decade to afford that car, and when it rolled into my driveway, I felt like I'd won at life. That feeling lasted about 2 days. Linda Hargrove showed up on my doorstep before I'd even unpacked my boxes. She was in her late 60s, all sharp cheekbones and a blonde bob that looked like it was glued in place, wearing a lime green blazer that screamed, "I'm in charge." She introduced herself as the HOA president, said it like she was announcing she ran the Pentagon. "Welcome to Willow Creek, Mr. Tate," she said, her smile tight, eyes cold. "We have standards here, bylaws to keep things civilized. I left a copy on your porch. Page 17, Section B. Your lawn's a 1/4 inch too long. Fix it by tomorrow." I laughed, thinking she was joking. She wasn't. That was my first taste of Linda, and it was like biting into a lemon you thought was candy. The next few months were death by 1,000 cuts. Linda's HOA notices came like clockwork. My mailbox was too reflective. My welcome mat was garishly blue. My daughter's chalk drawings on the driveway were vandalism. I'm a black guy in a mostly white neighborhood, and I could feel her eyes on me, judging, waiting for me to slip up. I played along, mowed the lawn to her specs, swapped the mat, and scrubbed the chalk. I didn't want trouble, just peace. Then came the Porsche. I'd only driven it a handful of times, mostly to feel the engine purr on back roads. One morning, I'm washing it in my driveway, and Linda appears like she teleported from hell. "That car," she said, arms crossed, lips pursed like she'd smelled something rotten, "is disruptive. It's loud, it's flashy, it doesn't fit Willow Creek's aesthetic." I grinned, trying to keep it light. "It's a Porsche, Linda. It's supposed to turn heads. Don't worry, I keep it in the garage." Her eyes narrowed. "We have rules, Marcus. Vehicles like that attract undesirable attention." The way she said it, her gaze lingering, I knew exactly what she meant. It wasn't about the car. It was about me. The notices got nastier. One claimed the Porsche's excessive shine was a visual nuisance. Another fined me $150 for potential noise pollution because I'd revved it once. I paid the fines, kept my head down, but it was like trying to reason with a wasp nest. Then I went to Atlanta for a 3-day conference, pitching to investors, my mind a million miles from Willow Creek. I came home late, exhausted but hyped. The deal went better than I'd hoped. I hit the garage door opener, expecting to see my Porsche gleaming under the lights. Instead, the garage was empty. Just a cold, gray concrete floor with a tiny oil stain where my car should have been. My heart stopped. I checked the locks, no break-in. I ran outside, and there, taped to my wife's SUV, was an HOA notice with Linda's handwriting scrawled across it. "Issue resolved." My blood went cold. I stormed to her house, banged on her door, and when she answered, cool as a cucumber in a mustard yellow tracksuit, smirked. "Where's my car, Linda?" I demanded, my voice shaking. She tilted her head, fake confused. "Oh, that loud thing. It was a safety hazard, Marcus. Left unattended in an open garage. I had it removed. Sold it. The $4,000 will spruce up our community flower beds." I lost it. "You sold my $200,000 Porsche for $4,000? That's theft, Linda. I'm calling the cops." She didn't flinch. "Go ahead. I'm the HOA president. I acted within our bylaws. Your word against mine." I called 911 right there. But when the police showed up, 2 tired officers who looked like they'd rather be anywhere else, they bought her act. Linda, suddenly a frail old lady, clutched her chest, whining about community safety. They called it a civil matter. gave me a report number, and left. I stood in my driveway, humiliated, watching her smug grin as she shut her door. That's when I knew this wasn't just about a car. It was personal, her way of saying I didn't belong. I wasn't going to let her win. I called Sarah Chun, a lawyer I'd met in the tech world, the kind of person who could make CEOs sweat in depositions. We met at her office, and I spilled everything: the notices, the Porsche, Linda's barely veiled racism. Sarah leaned back, a glint in her eye. "Marcus, this isn't a case. It's a reckoning. We're not just getting your car back. We're taking her down." Sarah's plan was surgical. First, we tracked the car to a shady dealer named Ricky Voss, who'd bought it for pennies with a forged HOA document Linda whipped up. Sarah leaned on him hard, a cracked in a day, admitting everything on video, terrified of felony charges. Second, we built the real case. My smart garage logs proved the door was never open. A neighbor, Mr. Ellis, a retired librarian with a Ring camera, had footage of Linda directing the tow truck, her neon tracksuit glowing like a warning sign. And I had recordings legal in my state from my run-ins with her, including one where she sneered, "People like you don't belong here with your loud money." Linda didn't see it coming. She thought she was untouchable, but she got sloppy. When she heard we were closing in, she panicked. One night, I'm grilling in my backyard, and suddenly I hear her screaming, "He's got a gun. He's threatening me." I run to the front, cop cars everywhere, lights flashing, neighbors gawking. Officers swarm my lawn, hands on their holsters, yelling for me to come out. I step outside, hands up, in a t-shirt and flip-flops, no gun, no nothing. They cuff me, search my house, and find zilch. I'm livid, telling them, she's lying. This is retaliation. Linda's across the street, fake crying, playing the victim. Then Mr. Ellis steps up, calm as ever, holding his phone. "Officers, you'll want to see this." His camera caught it all: Linda, alone, screaming her lies to an empty street. The cops' faces drop. They uncuff me, turn to her, and suddenly she's not so frail. "Ma'am, you're coming with us," one says. They haul her off for filing a false report, her protests echoing down the block. I could have celebrated, but I just felt heavy. This was bigger than me now. The trial was a circus. Willow Creek was glued to it: local news, packed courtrooms, whispers at every coffee shop. Sarah and the DA laid it out. My testimony, Ricky's confession, Mr. Ellis's video, my recordings. Linda took the stand, thinking she could charm the jury, but she unraveled. Under cross-examination, she snapped, pointing at me, screaming, "He ruined our neighborhood. His kind doesn't belong here." The courtroom froze. She'd said the quiet part loud, and it was over. Guilty on grand theft, fraud, and false reporting. The judge didn't hold back. 3 years in prison, $200,000 in restitution. Her house sold to pay it. Linda, in a dull gray dress, looked like a deflated balloon as they led her away. Willow Creek changed after that. The HOA board quit, and Mr. Ellis took over, shredding most of the bylaws. My daughter's chalk art came back, neighbors started barbecuing together, and I got my Porsche back, shiny as ever. But it didn't feel the same. That car carried too much baggage. I sold it, poured the money into a scholarship fund for kids like I used to be dreamers who just need a shot. That felt right, like I'd turned Linda's poison into something good. 2 years later, I saw her, paroled, sweeping a sidewalk outside a laundromat, her blonde bob limp, her fire gone. I didn't feel triumph, just sadness. I thought it was over. Then the attack started. Fake reviews tanked my business. Someone called my scholarship kids, pretending to be me, demanding money. It wasn't Linda, she was on a tight leash. It was her son, Ethan, a tech bro with a grudge, waging war from his Seattle office. He used AI to fake my voice, tried to ruin everything I'd built. I fought back, not with fists, but code tracking his IP, catching him red-handed. Sarah and I flew to Seattle, walked into his boardroom, and watched his career implode as his boss forced him to resign. We made him donate to my fund, a final twist of the knife. Standing in my driveway now, my new car, a quiet Audi parked where the Porsche once sat, I wonder, did I go too far? Linda and Ethan lost everything, but so did I. In a way, my innocence, my trust in community. Justice felt good, but it left scars. What do you think? Was I right to fight, or should I have walked away? Drop a comment. Tell me your stories. Has your neighborhood ever turned on you? Let's talk.